Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to our e-learning portal. So, as we are continuing our Python course series, so in the previous session we have covered the input and outputs in Python, and today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic in Python, that is operators in Python. So, my name is Anand Srivastav, and let's start with this series. So here you can see like our today's agenda. So today we are basically going to focus about operators in Python, like what is operators, why we are using operators, and basically the work of operators. After that we will see some types of operators, like what types of operator are there. Like although like you can see we have like lot of types of operators, but we will just discuss them in a very basic way so that you will get a better understanding about that. And talking about the advanced type of operators, some of them we'll basically discuss this later in this particular course. But yes, we will cover the basic part and some moderate type of operators in this particular session. And after that, we will see the practical application of operators, like how we can use them and some basic syntaxes. And also for a better understanding, we will see the coding examples on each one of them so that you will get a better idea about that. So without any further delay, let's start. So let me open my paint here and then we will start about that part here. So yeah, here we are. So today we have to discuss about the operators. So operators are basically you can say some symbols and which are used to like perform some calculations. So operators are symbols used to perform the calculations. And if I'm talking in Python about the operators, we have like a lot of kind of operators. Like we have arithmetic operators, like plus, minus, multiply, divide, double divide, then double multiply, then we have a percentage sign, that is remainder for that. So these are some basic operators in arithmetic part. So the plus, minus, multiply, divide is I think like clear to everyone because like we are using it every time. After that, the double divide sign is basically for the, you can say, the question part of a number, and the double multiply is for the power, and the percentage sign is for the remainder. So let me just give a quick explanation about that. Like let's suppose here if I have let's say if I have a number, let's say 17, and if I'm dividing that number by 3, so we know like in the output we can get like 3 5s of 15, and the remainder which will be remaining for this will be 2, because in division we have to subtract that number from the given number. So this value can be achieved with the help of this percentage sign in Python, and the upper value can be achieved with the help of double divide sign. So we have these two symbols in the operators for getting this value. And if someone want that point value, that float division type of value, I will not say it's a float division, but yes, the correct division of that, then you can use a single division option. Now talking about this double into, so it is basically like if I'm writing 2 to the power of 3, then in Python it will be written in a format of 2 double star and then 3. So this will be your base value and this will be your power value, exponent value. So this is the way how we can use the arithmetic operators. And let's move on and see some other parts here. Yeah. After arithmetic operators we have relational operators. Relational operator is basically for checking some relations between the values, like the values are equal, not equal, greater than or less than, like this. So we have option like double equal to for the equal sign, then we have not equal to, then greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, these signs. So these are some operators which basically oftenly used in Python. After relational operator we have logical operators. So that is like and, or, and not. So talking about these three operators, and is basically like if I'm saying and means if you have multiple conditions, then and will say if all the condition is true, then it will be true, else it will be false. And if I'm talking about an or operator is like it will say that if any of the condition is true, then it will be true, else it will be false. And if I'm talking about a not will basically do the opposite of the condition. Means if the condition is true, it will change it to false. If the condition is false, then it will change it to true. Now let me just give you an example on that also. Just a moment. Let me just clear this part. Yeah, so that will be enough. So let's suppose if I have my condition, let's say C1 as a condition, C1 and C2 is again a condition. Now in this part, if I'm using AND operator, if I'm using AND here, so it will change it, like if this both condition is true, then it will give you true, else it will give you false. But similarly in this format, if I have, let's suppose two condition, let's say C1 and C2, and in this part if I'm using OR operator, if I'm using the OR operator, then OR will say if any of the condition is true, like if any of the condition is true, then it will give you true, else it will give you false. So OR is basically like adding the number, and is basically for multiplying the number in which the number will be 1 and 0. So let's suppose if the value is 1 and 0, and if you multiply it, it will become 0. But similarly in OR operator, if it is 1 and 0, and if you're adding that number, then it will become 1. So the condition in which you will get 1 in the AND operator is only if the both condition is true, which means the both value is 1. Like if C1 is 1 and C2 is 1, and if you multiply their numbers, then it will become 1. But if any one of them will be 0, then it will become 0. So AND will say if all the condition is true, then it will be true, else it will be false. So we're talking about a NOT operator. So if the condition is true, it will change it to false, else it will change it to true. So it's very easy to have a practical look on that. And don't worry, when I will show you the practical applications of them, you will get a better idea about that. Now after the logical operators, we have some more operators like we have assignment operator. The assignment operator is basically for, let's say, the equal to, plus equal to, minus equal to, multiply equal to, then divide equal to. So it is basically like assigning some value to the variable, like doing some calculations and then assign that values to it. After that, we have membership operators. Then we have the comparison operators already done, like the relational part. Then we have binary bitwise operators also. Bitwise operators. So these are some operators which we can use. Okay, like in the bitwise operator we have and then we have also I will just specifically recommend you the bitwise operator is not so much used in some calculations, but yes, you should have an idea about that. So I'll just give you some idea about that part. Like we have left shift and we have right shift operators in that bitwise. So you will see the practical examples on that. That will be easy for you to understand. And membership operator we have is not in, not in, like these type of things. So these are the parts which we will discuss in our today's agenda. So these are like some types of operators on which we have to work. So let me quickly open the idle and then I will show you the uses of all the kind of operators and how they will work there. So let's open that part. It will take some time, a couple of minutes for opening the idle, and then we will start. Yeah. So here you can see we have opened our idle. So first of all, I will open a new file from here. So I will click on file and click on a new file. So it will open that window for us. Now here I can write some code. So first of all, I will just define a variable, let's say equal to 10. And remember, if anyone don't have idea about the data types and variables, please go through with the previous sessions. I have explained in a very clear way when we have to use the variables, what is the use of variables and the data types and all the parts. So here I have defined a equals to 10, and you can see like the equals to is an assignment operator which we have used here. And after that, I will just say that I want to print a plus 10. So here I am using the arithmetic operator which will add 10 value in the variable a and then print it on my screen. So let's just run and see what will be the output for that. So I'll just run it from here. And let me just save it like operators. I'll save it in my documents. Wherever you want, like you can save it. Now you can see the output is 20. So the output for this will be 20. Now after that, I'll print a minus 5. So some people might be like question like it will become 15 or it will become 5. So now you can see like you have just printed the value that is a plus 10. So that's why it's giving you 20. But the value of a is not changed anywhere. So the value of a is 10. That is fixed. So now if I am subtracting 5 from it, so then it will become 5, not 15. Let's check the output for that one so that it will be easy for us to understand. So here you can see it is giving the output that is 5. Okay, because it is subtracting the 5 from the value 10, not from the 20. Now if you want to change the value to 20, like adding the value and then want to change it, then what you have to write? You have to write a plus equals to 20. So plus equals to is basically an assignment operator which will first of all add the value and then assign it to the variable a. Now here if you print the value of a, it will give you 20. Sorry, 30, because I am adding 20. Later it is like previously it is 10, then we have added 20, then it will become 30. So here you can see it has become 30. Now if I will do, let's say a minus equal to 5, so it will subtract value 5 from it and again store it in a variable that is a. So now if I run this code, so here we can see it will be 25. Yeah, that's 25. So this is the way how we can use the assignment operator. Now if I want to like check some relational, let's say a greater than 10. We know like the value of a is 25, so 25 greater than 10, that will be true. So here you can see it is giving you true because the condition is true. Now after that, let me just put one more condition, let's say a less than 15. So here if I run this code, so it will like give you false because the condition is not true. Now let's try to use the AND operator, like a greater than 10 and a greater than 30. So here you can say I have two conditions. First condition is a greater than 10. Second condition is a greater than 30. Now we know in the both of the condition, one is true and one is false. And we know like if we are using AND operator, so if all the condition is true, then it will give you true. So here if I run this code, so it will give you false because one condition is false. Here you can see it is giving you false. Similarly, let's say if I will try one more, a greater than 5 or a greater than 50. So now I'm using the OR operator. So OR operator is saying that if any of the condition is true, then it will give you true. So here one condition is true, that is a greater than 5. So now if I run this code, you can see it is giving you true. So this is the basic work of the AND and OR operator. Now let's try to see the NOT part. Let's say I'm using NOT a greater than 5. Now I know that a greater than 5 is true, but I'm using the NOT operator before that, so it will give you false. Yeah, here you can see it is giving you false. So this is the way how we can use the logical and the relational operator and arithmetic and assignment operator. Now after doing that all part, let's see some bitwise part and membership part also. So here if I am saying print a is 20, it is giving you false because the value of a is not 20. And here you can also see the is and is not is basically deprecated from Python, although it is supported till now, but yes, it is deprecated Instead of is or is not, we should use the double equal to sign or the not equal to sign, which I have told you there. Here you can see the double equal to and not equal to for like checking the value is equals or not. So I will also recommend you, like instead of using the is and is not, you should use that part. But yes, we can just have an example on that so that it will be easy for us to understand. Like a is not 20, which means the value of a is not 20. So let's check. It should give us true. Yeah, here you can see it is giving you true. So that is the now I'll just make these all part as comment from here. So let me just use a triple inverted commas for that. Now here I will use a bitwise AND operator. Let's say a equals to 5 and b equals to 3. And I want to print the value that is a and b. So this symbol is basically for bitwise AND. Now let me first of all show you the result and then I'll explain you how it's happening. It is giving you 1. Now what is the meaning of 1? So in programming, whenever we are writing any of the number, then that number will be first of all converted in the bit values. So let's suppose if I'm talking about, let's say 5, if I'm talking about a value 5, then this 5 will be converted in bit format. Now how it will be converted? So in programming we have a series of 8, 4, 2, 1. It can be 16, then 32, then 64. It's up to like that. But yes, we can like have a basic example on that. Now, if I am saying that with the help of these values, I want to create a number 5, then I have to add some numbers so that it will become 5. So I know like if I add these two values, then it will become 5. So from these 4 values, this will be 1 because I want to use that number. I don't want to use 2, so that will be 0. I want to use a number 4, so that will be 1. I don't want to use a number 8, so that will be 0. So the binary format of 5 will be 0, 1, 0, 1. Similarly, if I'm talking about value 3, then again with the help of these numbers, that is 8, 4, 2, 1. So I have to use these two numbers for making it as 3. So I want to use this number, so this will become 1. I want to use this number, this will also become 1. This will be 0 and this will be 0. So this is the binary format of the value 3. Now as I have told you in the AND operator, in the logical part, what we have to do, we have to just say that if both condition is 1, that will become 1, else it will become 0. So here after conversion we have these values 0, 1, 0, 1. Then we have 0, 0, 1 and 1. Now if I'm talking about the AND operator, this 1 and 1, which means both condition is true, so that will become true, so this will be 1. If I'm talking about 0, 1, so 1 is true, 1 is false, so it will become 0. In this part also 1 is true, 1 is false, so this will again become 0. And in this part it will again become 0. So the AND operator will give you this result, this one. And here if I will use this table 8421 again, so only one value is 1 and the value which is present at that part is 1. So that will become 1. The answer will be 1 because if I am using the pattern 8421, and here you can see the value is 0001, which is the output 0, 0, 0 and 1. So this only value is activated, so that's why the result is 1. And on the output screen you can also see, if I run this code here, the result will be 1. That's correct. Now if instead of like AND, if I'm using OR, then what it will do, it will say if any of the condition is true, then it will become true. So for the OR operator, the solution for this part will be for 1 and 1, it will be 1. For 0, 1, it will again 1 because one of the condition is true. For 1, 0, it will again 1. And for 0, 0, it will become 0. So this is the result. And following the table of 8421, this and this value is active. So 421, if I add these three numbers, it will become 7. So instead of using the AND operator, if I will use A and this OR sign and then B, it should give us 7. And here you can see it is giving me 7. So this is the basic way how we can use the binary operators format in the programs of Python. So this is the thing in the operators. So we have basically discussed about the arithmetic operators for some arithmetic calculations, then the relational operator for like checking the values, then our logical operator, that is AND or NOT, then bitwise, that is AND and OR bitwise, then after that we have membership operators, and we have assignment operators. So we have discussed all the part here. So this is the way how we can work on that. And also like these operators will be help us to solve very problems like addition, subtraction, or any kind of things. Or let's say you want to divide some values or get the remainders or something like that part, we can use it. So let's have an example on that. Let's suppose we have to create a program in which we have two numbers, that is numerator and denominator. And I just want to, let's say, get the proper division, then the quotient and remainder for that number. So first of all, I will take input. Now if you have any doubts in the input, please recall the previous sessions, try to like see them again, and then you will get a better picture of that. So that will be for the numerator, so I will write enter the numerator. Then we have a denominator, so integer input. Denominator. Then I will say division is, that is a divided by denominator, and quotient is, that will be a double divided by denominator, and after that I will write print remainder. So remainder is, that will be a remainder. Now if I run this code, and if I let's say fill in, I will fill 17 and 3. Okay, so it is saying B is not defined. Oh, sorry. As you can see, that variable name is DEN, so instead of B, I have to use D. So that's a 17 and 3. So the division is this, the quotient is this, and the remainder is this. So this is the way how we can use the operators for some of the coding things. So after the agenda, we have covered all the parts for today, that is operators part, and then again we have a thank you session for you. So thank you guys for joining us in this session. And again, the feedback, like feel free to share your feedback and any suggestions you may have for the improvement. And a Q&A, like you have, if you have any questions or doubts in the operators part or any other part in Python, or regarding the Python course or regarding the topics or anything, don't hesitate to ask. You can leave your questions in the comment section. We will definitely get back to it. So I hope that's a wonderful session for all of you. And do learn, do more practice on the operators, because you know, like in programming languages, we have to do a lot of practice for that part. So see you in the next session. Okay, bye bye everyone. Have a nice day.